Hello, Cancer. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive cards, the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck by John Holland. To me, I know it says tarot deck on here, but it feels more like an oracle deck. It reads more like an oracle deck for me, so that's why I'm using those two. Relationship first, single second. Let's see what we got. That's Cancer. This is your partner. You got a face down card for whatever reason. I was noticing this card when I was shuffling, so there's things going on here with your partner, and I feel like this is the strongest thing. Spiritually, they got the Find Balance, which is a lot like the Wheel of Fortune, but to me this feels different. It's almost like somebody who's overwhelmed and needs to kind of get things together and just kind of reevaluate what they're doing, what they actually need to do, and what they can actually afford to move on from. Because when I'm pulling in this card for this reading, it feels like this person is doing too much. It's like there's too much. Burning the candle at both ends and just really down to like the last piece of it. Like, should not be burning the candle at both ends because you're almost done with the candle. That's how this feels. And the Star card is this person realizing, you know what, I've been doing this way too long. I need to change how I'm doing this. Now, where they're standing is the Magician with the release. They are going to release themselves from some burdens and/or responsibilities. Burdens and/or responsibilities. So I feel like that's subjective, whether it's a burden or not. But definitely they're going to have to release themselves from some responsibilities. They got the Magician there. They're going to do what they need to do to make that happen. And this feels like the catalyst for what we're kicking off with this whole situation. Whatever your partner's involved with, it's too much. They're addressing it. They're realizing it. They're feeling like they can change things. They're feeling like they need to change things. They're actively going to do that and release themselves from some things. This is everything that's kicking this off is what I'm getting. Now, when they're coming into that, they have the Judgment in their favor. I do feel like they're successfully doing that. While this is happening, I'm getting you have the Strength card because this might be affecting you in a monetary sense. This might be affecting you in some other ways. Your partner is definitely downsizing responsibilities. Now, if I'm seeing the Strength here, like, however this is affecting you, you have an adjustment period is what I'm getting. And I'm not feeling like this is too much, but I feel like some of you, at least, might be taking on more responsibilities. Like your partner's handing things off because they feel like they're doing too much. And you might be picking up some of those, but I feel like if that's what's happening, I don't feel like it's overwhelming you, and I feel like a lot of you are just kind of like offering to do so. So I'm getting as this is changing, and I feel like this is going to benefit you, and I feel like you're seeing that with the Strength. Like in the long run, you feel like this is going to benefit you, so that like you feel good about this, and you're looking out for your partner too. But I'm getting like if you are taking on some of these responsibilities, the Strength card is telling me it's taking a minute for you to rejuggle your own your own responsibilities. This feels good. So some of you, I feel, if you kind of feel like you're backed into a corner and that you have no choice, is that happening? For some of you, I feel like that's what's happening. I'm getting if that's what you feel. You got the Queen of Cups here. I'm getting it's just, I feel like what they're saying is like just letting it smooth out, because I'm getting responsibilities you might be taking over. You might be able to actually minimize them even further about what you have to do with those responsibilities. Like I feel like you might be able to actually correct that situation. For example, if your partner, he, she, they, however that may be, did a certain task a certain way, and then they hand it over to you telling you what they did, you might start doing it the way they used to do it, but I feel like you're going to evolve it and change it to a way that it's not that bad. I feel like you're going to keep it, but I feel like you're going to actually evolve that so it's not really weighing on you so much. I feel like some of you are kind of like splicing in other responsibilities at the same time. Like you're able to multitask and get more than one done, and it's just like I feel like you're evolving it and you're going to be fine because I feel like you're moving it, like you're organizing it just right so it's not really holding you down. Good? Okay. I'm also getting the challenge cards between the two of you. Your partner has the Ten of Wands. You have the Ten of Cups. They're both 10 cards. And these are usually community cards, in my opinion. Like especially with the Ten of Wands being next to the Ten of Cups, it makes me feel like this is more community related because they're connected this way. And this isn't always that way, clearly, but this one usually is. And I'm getting like your challenge is to just make everything, either keeping everything where everybody's getting along or creating a balance where everybody's getting along. It's either or. I get that. Especially with a general read, which is one of the reasons general reads can be a little bit more tough because realizing there's a few different ways this could hit for people based on whoever's watching. It's either creating a cooperative system between people or keeping a cooperative system between people. That seems to be your challenge. Your partner's challenge is a little less dodgy. I feel like it's more about they need to reevaluate their responsibilities and they need to lessen their load. They need to lessen their load because when I'm feeling this Ten of Wands, it feels like it's been going on too long. At the very least, it's been going on too long, or it's weighing on them and like it could affect them in a health way. They really do. It does not feel elective. It feels like they need to release some of these burdens. And it's not about what they can do as it compared to somebody else. It's just what they're experiencing, and this is not good. They need to release some of those burdens, responsibilities. Now, moving forward, I feel like it's been kind of cut and dry at this point. Because I feel like they're doing what they have to do. You're like, all right, let's do it. You're doing what you need to do. You're both handling things as necessary. Now, this is an interesting card for your partner. This is what's coming next, the Four of Pentacles. And I feel like this is where you might have to like get a hold of this situation, because I feel like your partner is going to have a hard time letting go of some of these responsibilities. It's almost like they're on board with it, they're ready to do it, they're saying what they're going to do, and then they seem to be not really letting go of these responsibilities, is what I'm getting. They're like, yeah, we're gonna do this differently. I can't do that anymore. Yeah, we're gonna change that. Yet they don't seem to be letting go of these responsibilities. At the very least, not enough to where like, if you take over responsibility, they're like doing that passenger seat driver. What do you call it? Passenger seat driver. What do you call that? I don't know what you call that, but it's like they're still involved. They're still talking about it. They're still giving ideas like, oh, this is what you need to do. That, like, they're not letting go of these responsibilities. They might not actually be doing it, but they're like coaching it from the side, and they shouldn't be doing that. They need to let go. And I feel like when I get the Moon on your side, I'm getting like you're kind of looking at them like, do you really want to let go of this? Do you want it back? Don't give it back to them. Do not give it back to them. They do, because I feel like it's a health thing. Like, they need to let go of some of these responsibilities. But I feel like they might have a hard time really letting them go. And you're in this Moon card, like, well, if you don't really want to let it go, like, why are we doing this? Like, are you going to let it go or not? And I feel like that's the Moon card for you. Like, are you going to let go of this or not? Like, do you really want to let go of this? Like, why did we go through this whole situation if you're just going to try to hold on to it anyway? Your face down card with this is the Rebuild. Because I feel like you have to, like, push them out a little bit. I feel like you might have to push them out. Even if it's not something you took over, but they hand it off to someone else, I almost feel like you have to, like, push them. Like, let go of that. Like, Like, do I need to pry your fingers off of it? Let it go. Let it go. Like, let it go. And I feel like the rebuild here on your side, with it, especially with it face down, because I feel like the face down is saying you're coaching your partner to let go. Like, let go. And, rebuild or do what you need to do over here. Like, you have to, like, I know it's the rebuild card, but I feel like you're breaking it down. You're like, all right, let go. That's the breakdown part. Let it go. Leave it alone. And I feel like you have to, like, push them to do that, and they don't like it. This is kind of like, the rebuild is very much like the Tower card. And then they can rebuild. Like, I feel like the rebuild is more of them holding on to the things they're going to hold on to, but then the extra time that they're going to have for themselves, like doing something to keep themselves happy, to keep themselves healthy. And that's where this is moving. Like, the rebuild face down is telling you have to, some of you have to, like, pry their fingers off of it. Like, let it go. And they don't want to. And that's kind of like the tower crashing down moment. And then you got to promote them, like, all right, no, concentrate on that, because that's what you wanted to keep, and you said you needed to keep, so concentrate on that. And then you're going to have this time to do what you want to do. And use that time and enjoy your life. Like, this is what you need. And I feel like that's happening. I feel like that's good. And I'm seeing, like, you with the Six of Cups here, in the spiritual sense, like, it's almost like you're reclaiming something for them. It's like it feels like you're reclaiming, I feel, because this is touching the rebuild too. I feel like you're helping them reclaim a time where their life was easier for them. Because with this Six of Cups, there's a history connection usually with that. And I feel like you're helping them reclaim something, the way they used to do things, or the time they used to have for themselves. You're promoting that. You're helping them. I feel like if you didn't realize before this reading started, I feel like you are now, that realizing that this could become a health thing. Like, they need to take care of themselves better. They need more time for themselves. This level of stress is not good, and it's going to lead to problems if they don't kind of pull it back. And I feel like you're seeing it. Either it's from this reading or you saw it on your own. Whichever it is, it doesn't really matter. Whatever works for you. But I feel like you're like, let go of that and do this. Like, reduce your stress load, because, I care about you and I want you to stick around. I don't want you to have problems, because I feel like there's a medical worry here. Like, this could cause problems down the road. They need to, like, detach a bit. Now, I think I showed this before with the Queen of Cups. I get that you have a lot of love here, and I feel like with this Queen of Cups, oddly enough, I feel like you're trying to pull your partner closer, and you're trying to keep an eye on them, like making sure that they enjoy life, and you're trying to help them live a healthier lifestyle. And I don't feel like that, like, exercise and diet. I feel like this is more about, like, not overburdening themselves and enjoying life a little more. I feel like that's more of the healthier lifestyle you're looking for, because I feel like people go different ways with that. For me, in this situation, healthier lifestyle is like being overburdened with stress. That's not a healthy lifestyle. Handling your responsibilities, keeping up with what you need to, definitely having responsibilities, but balancing that off with time for yourself and relaxation time, and making sure you're taking care of yourself however you feel necessary. That's that. Like, the removal of some of the stress. I feel like that's the healthier lifestyle, if that makes sense. Because if you're constantly stressed day in and day out, from the time you open your eyes to the time you put your head back on the pillow, that's not a healthy lifestyle. That is not a healthy lifestyle. I feel like people should know. I feel like people know that anyway, but sometimes you have to put it right out there. Like, that's also a bad lifestyle. That's not healthy. Making sure you have some downtime and you can breathe and enjoy life, that's important for a healthy lifestyle. It's important. It is. Like, I know there's people out there who feel like, well, I'll work now, and they run themselves to the bone for years, and then they wonder why they end up so sick. It's just kind of like your body can't... You're going to cause problems emotionally and physically by doing that. That's what that is. My 2 cents on that. Moving on. What makes things better for your partner? They need to talk with you more. Whatever these responsibilities are, whatever they are, and some of the things they're giving up, there's a reluctance to this too, isn't there? There's a reluctance to this. if they're feeling like they're not doing enough, or they're wondering about things they've let go and wondering if they should pick it back up because they feel like they can do it better or more successfully or things will work out better for everybody else that way, you need to keep them talking with you about this, and you need to remind them that they're not here to save the world. Leave a good impression on it is great. Do what you can, yes, but you shouldn't be running yourself in the ground, because if you run yourself into the ground, like, they're not here to save the world. And I know that some people don't like hearing that sometimes, but, you know, I don't remember the last time I saw somebody with a red cape fly by my window. That's all I'm saying. Like, yes, they may do things very well. Yes, they may be able to do something better or make it better for other people. But if they need to do stuff for themselves too. They're important too. They're important too. And I feel like the reluctance here, but what needs to happen is they need to talk about how they're feeling and what they're seeing. Because if they keep you in the loop, I feel like you can be that sounding board. Like, you know what? What do you feel would go better there? And maybe you just need to let other people evolve on their own. Because I feel like this is hard. I'm feeling like this is hard because it feels like your partner is looking at responsibilities they let go of, and they're feeling like this responsibility to get back involved because they felt like it went better when they were doing it. Like when they had a hold of those responsibilities, they felt like things went better. And I feel like you might have to hold the line to make sure that they don't do that. If you can just get them talking about that, I feel like you can work this out with them, because you got the Hierophant on your side, and I feel like the Hierophant's very much like, this is how things are going, this is how we need to keep them. Hierophant is a lot about keeping things the way they need to be, not letting things go down or up. They just kind of stay the same level. They hold tradition. And at this point, the Hierophant on your side is saying, all right, we've lessened your stress load. This is actually better for you. You can't be grabbing those responsibilities back. You're going to be back to the way you were. You're going to feel like you did before. That's not good. Everybody has the right to evolve in their own way. I feel like this is a slippery slope, and I'm really hesitating to say this, but like if they want to give somebody pointers or suggestions, but I feel like that's a dangerous thing because they're gonna get sucked right back into it. So I don't know if you really want to go that route or if there's some other way you can handle that. Maybe if they could talk to you about what they think should go differently, and if you can find a different way to relay that information where they're not directly connected to it. Because I feel like for some of you, if your partner gets directly in there just trying to give pointers and what they think should happen, they're going to end up they're going to pick that responsibility right back up, and they're going to take it over again. So you got to be careful that they don't get directly back involved in some of these responsibilities. You might have to get creative and like, well, you know so-and-so, and they're connected with that. Tell them what you're thinking, and they can relay it and see if they can make changes. But make a big point, like they shouldn't be directly involved with those responsibilities anymore, because I feel like this goes down a lot of different avenues. The trick is for them to like alleviate their concerns, say what they're feeling without digging back into these responsibilities again, because it's important. Like I feel like it's a health thing. They should not be doing that. Right now they seem to be doing okay from what I'm connecting with. Clearly this is a general read, but I'm not getting anything with that right now. But what I'm feeling is like they need to let go of some of these responsibilities. This is not good for them. And I feel like it might be up to you to like, first of all, get them to really let go of them, and to make sure they continue to let them be. Do not get re-involved. Over time, I feel like it'll get easier for you, but I feel like you have to help your partner not put too much on their plate. It's almost like they had way too much on their plate. They got rid of a lot of stuff, and now they're like, their plate is at a rational, it looks right. It's like what should be there is there. But they're looking at it like, well, I could probably take on a little more. And you're like, no, no, you took this down for a reason. Like, keep it down. It's good where it is. And I feel like you have to help your partner with that. All right, I feel like that's what we're saying here. All right, I feel like we're good with that. Let's go into Cancer single. So, the sun has moved into a spot where it's now gleaming off the cards. I hope you can see the cards easily. I'm doing this at a time in the day where it's good for me, but where I sit, the sun comes right in here. Not that I mind, I like the sunshine, but could be a little glaring at times. Alright, let's hope those cards don't pop out in the Cancer single, but let's find out. Messages for Cancer single, messages for Cancer single, single Cancers, messages for single Cancers, empowering information that show them what the truth is and help them find what they want to find, help them go forward to something that they want. Did I put these out there with this last one? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Let's shuffle these and add them into your Cancer single read. What do we have for Cancer single? Messages for Cancers, single Cancers to match up with these cards. Empowering information. Stop, stop, stop. A lot of times now, I get 2 cards, which I wonder what that's about. But that matters. Woo. You got the King of Swords. This is in your thoughts, though, which it makes me feel like you're very determined to communicate your feelings. This reminds me of Pisces very strongly. This is interesting. You have the Judgment in your favor in the environment. Somebody's looking at you in a positive way. I feel like you're clicking right into that. You're realizing that, and you wanna like capitalize on that. Should I say? You wanna move forward on that. One of the reasons for that could be that I'm getting you moved on from somebody, or somebody moved on from you, left or right. A situation didn't last very long. Either there was a coy moment where you thought somebody was interested but wasn't sure, or maybe you had a moment, an intimate moment with somebody that was just kind of like quick, didn't last long, however you want to determine that. Either way, this person like seemed to move, like they were gone in a flash, like they moved right on. This person, whoever this is, I'm getting that they have a connection with you to the past, very short, very quick. And this could be somebody who's normally in your life, but the romantic possibility came in and went. Like it came and went like that. It was really quick. It was just kind of like, it happened so fast, by the time it was over, you were just kind of like, did that even happen? One of those. But what I'm getting here with the Judgment card in your favor in the environment is like, I feel like you kind of, the way you handled it or whatever you did, this person seems to have thought about it. And I feel like they're looking at it like, you know, that may have happened really quick and it came and went, but I wonder if it can come again and maybe we can do more with it. The thing is, and this is the kicker for this whole reading is what I'm getting. The Hierophant at the bottom is I feel like whatever this person does or however this person lives their life, it doesn't make it easy for them to come into yours. So, for example, if this is a friendship that had a quick romantic moment and moved on, the way that their friendship connects with your life, it's kind of like it's defining the situation. And if this is somebody that you don't really know very well and they just kind of snapped in and snapped out, the same situation kind of like, if they're not in your life already, it's like there's not an easy way to bring them into your life, which puts a lot of challenges here either way. So if they're already in your life, the level that they're at, like it feels like that's where they're going to stay. And if they're not, it's kind of like socially, like if they're not socially in your group, they're not coming into that either, which brings it forth a lot of challenges. The thing is, the reason this is kind of persisting is I'm seeing the Lover's card at the top with the Take the Lead. Because I feel like this is somebody that the passion is there, but there's something, like I feel like with the Hierophant at the bottom, like either it's a friendship that's been around for a long time and it clicked into a romance really quick, then you both walked away from it, but you're both feeling like you'd like this to be a romance, but like the social norm there is making that very difficult. Or, like I said, you're not connected socially. And the romance clicked in and went out, but it looks like that feeling is still there, but it's kind of like your lives don't mesh like that. But the judgment in your favor, like that's saying that they definitely would like that. You're both feeling it here. That Lover's card at the top, that makes it very intense. Now in the center you have the Four of Wands with the Nine of Swords. You both want something more stable, but you're both feeling, currently in the middle of this, I feel like you're both looking for something to cement in as a relationship. Like you want to be together. But the Nine of Swords is telling me, whichever way that's happening, either it's already defined in how this person fits into your life, or they don't fit into your life, one of the two, it's hard to break free from that. It's a big challenge. Because either like they've been around for a long time, and for some reason it makes it really difficult for that to change, like from friend to lover. It makes it there's some type of block there, or their life does not mesh with yours, and just to bring them in, it just seems like that's a big hurdle to get over. Is that right? Or is that, yeah? Okay. Now, and you got the Ten of Wands here, so there's a lot of stress with this. You would like this to happen, but I feel like you're looking at this hurdle and you're just like, I don't know what to do with this. Now you got the sacral chakra with the moon in the future. I feel like what's happening here, even though all these burdens are here, all these challenges are here, the hurdle, blah, 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 the moon with the sacral chakra is like you're trying to get closer to this person. I actually feel like things are kind of coming together with you and this person, but it's very private. And when I say private, it's like, I don't really know if you're talking with anybody about this. For whatever reason, you're just kind of like, you know what, I don't know if this is going to actually become something, and I don't want other people's influence. I don't want other people's opinion on this right now. So I'm going to keep it to, I feel like you're keeping it to yourself. But the sacral chakra is like you're keeping it very, very close to your heart, but you're trying to find a way to overcome these hurdles. The moon card is telling me like you're not seeing it though right yet. But I also feel like you're still kind of going forward with this person, but it doesn't seem to like be jumping forward. It's not really like a partnership. It's more like the two of you are saying you want to see each other, and you're seeing each other, but it's very private. I don't feel like many other people, if anyone, knows that this is going on. And it might be one of those things where it's more intimate moments between the two of you rather than anything where anybody would see you out in public. Now, where this is ending is the Four of Pentacles with the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like it's not really moving forward. The meshing or moving things forward, the changing how the two of you add up in your lives, if you're going to actually be together, or if like there's too much of, like, I just feel like you're the way you both live life, it's just kind of like you're living two separate lives, and you're coming together for intimate moments. It's just kind of how it feels. Like I just don't feel like your lives are coming together. And I feel the Four of Pentacles kind of saying that, you know, it's just neither of you seem to be able to budge in that moment. And I'm getting the Seven of Pentacles saying something has to give. Either there has to be a way to merge your lives together a little bit, or this isn't going to last, because this is not working. And I'm getting that's where this is ending. It's either there's a way, you have to find a way to bridge the gap and bring your life and this other person's life together to where you're actually living or starting to experience life together, like you're finding a way to merge your lives together a little bit in the sense of like, you know, whether it's, I don't know, if you have to find a way to merge it. I don't know how else to say it, because I feel like it's very difficult at this point. If this reading is hitting, when you hit here, it's hard to find a way to do that. And if it doesn't happen, I feel like this is just going to dissipate, because I feel like it's becoming more of an aggravation. And it's kind of feeling like this isn't something that's going to work if it doesn't find a way to bridge that gap, to go across that chasm. Because, for example, if you have this person's been a friend in your life for a long time, and it's hard to change how people view that for whatever reason, you're going to have to actually come forward and start letting people know that it has changed, and just take it as it comes, which I feel like it feels really rough for whoever that's hitting for. That feels really rough. And if it's the other thing where they live one certain life, you live yours, and it's just like you're almost in two different worlds, you're going to have to find some common bridges here, and you're going to have to pull each other into your own worlds and just start like cross-pollinating, I guess, that situation. You're going to have to do some things in their life, they're going to have to do some things in your life, and you're just going to have to get to know people in each other's lives. You're going to have to actually push to make that effort, both of you are. if that doesn't happen, I feel like this is just gonna go away. It's not gonna be able to happen. Anything else? That's it. All right. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.